How old are you?
31. I'm 31.
So you've been single for, you say, almost 3 years. So nobody's clapping them cheeks at all.
No. What
So
the
you've been
fuck? I'm
celibate?
celibate. I am celibate. To be honest, I don't even remember the last time I went on a date. I can't even recall. It's been a while for sure. Like, I don't get approached. This is my normal. I don't get approached. I go out. Like I said, I work for a lot of promotional teams. I work for a lot of events. People don't come up to me, and that is okay with me. I'm not even like mad about it, sad about it. No, like I'm working. My friends tell me I'm intimidating. People don't approach me.
What's your type?
My type is 6'5". Athletic built too. I'm very much single. Not necessarily looking. I'm cool with whatever God brings my way, but I'm really just focused on career, family, and living.
And this is the Quickie Sidebar Talk.
As per the guidelines and regulations set by YouTube, certain segments of the podcast might not be suitable for posting on the platform. For access to more uncensored, unfiltered, and exclusive content, we invite you to join us on Patreon. The link can be found in the video description below. Also, remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up to support the growth of the channel. Please be respectful to our guests in the comment section. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
My friends tell me I'm intimidating. People don't approach me. It has nothing to do with
People
me.
don't approach you?
No, people don't.
You don't like to, maybe you give that vibe like, no, nigga, don't talk to me if you're not 6'5" or 6'7".
I don't even see. That's the thing. I don't even have to speak. I don't have to say a word. I don't get approached. This is my normal. I don't get approached. I go out. Like I said, I work for a lot of promotional teams. I work for a lot of events. People don't come up to me, and that is okay with me. I'm not even like mad about it, sad about it. No, like I'm working. But yeah, just in general, I'll go out. I'll do my thing. Whatever. Don't get approached much. When I do get approached and I kind of just, when I get the opportunity to kind of just talk about me, myself, my accomplishments, things of that nature, people are intimidated. And I'm just like, it is what it is. Maybe you're just not for me.
How long you been single?
It's been a while. I've been single for about it's been almost 3 years now. I've been single.
You don't get approached a lot? You don't get DMs? None of that?
Approach wise, no. I do not get approached much. I get a lot of stares. I'll say that. And I feel like this is not just me. This is a lot of women I know as well. I do not get approached much. I'm not one to approach because as much as I like to network and talk, I get shy too. You know what I mean? Especially if I have an interest in somebody. So I don't like to generally go up to people. DMs and stuff, that's so funny because a lot of people, and it's not just me again, it's a lot of women I know, a lot of people in Massachusetts, or just women in general. We may get DMs, we may not. I know in my particular case, I do not get a lot of DMs. And I think the assumption is that I do, and that's why people don't DM me. And the reason why I say that, and it might be funny, I know you're laughing. The reason why I say that too is because I've heard from talking to people in person, like even men that I'm friends with, they have told me, even like people I've worked with, I'll say that too, even the promotional space, tech sales space, whatever, they literally all assume that I am in a relationship. They just assume that I have somebody. And I'm like, why do you think that? Like, it's so funny because like some people on the teams I work for, they thought I went on Pop the Balloon for clout. And I'm like, no. I actually went on that for the assumption that I was actually going to match with somebody. They're like, no, you didn't. You're with somebody. I'm like, no, I haven't been with anybody for like 2.5, almost 3 years. I don't know where that assumption is coming from, but it's not just my story. It's the story of a lot of women. You know what I mean? Like, people just assume that we're talking to a plethora of people, that we're in relationships, and it's not the case. I know for me, definitely not the case. I'm very much single. Not necessarily looking. I'm cool with whatever God brings my way, but I'm really just focused on career, family, and living. That's all. But it's just so, it's really comical to know that people think that I'm out here just doing me. And I'm just like, ask questions, don't assume. And this is where I always say communication is everything, because you never know somebody's story unless you ask. That's why.
How old are you?
31. I'm 31.
So you've been single for, you say, almost 3 years. So nobody's clapping them cheeks at all?
No. What
So
the
you've been
fuck? I'm
celibate?
celibate. I am celibate. I am relaxing. I am doing me. I also, too, I'm busy. I literally work, like I said, I'm in tech. I literally work with all these promotional teams, just, trying to help out, trying to get people to go to set events, all that stuff. I don't have time.
So nobody in your circle, promotion team, work, events that you go to, nobody really trying to lock you down, even take you on a date. Have you been on dates at least?
To be honest, I don't even remember the last time I went on a date. I can't even recall. It's been a while for sure. But even, like I said, even when I have gone on dates, and just again talk about, of course you're gonna go on a date, you're gonna talk about yourself, talk about your life, talk about success, talk about just you as a person, right? Even doing that, oh my God, the intimidation is crazy.
So what do you think makes it difficult nowadays for women to date or to be in a relationship?
What makes it difficult is, I feel like one thing in this generation, or I shouldn't even say generation, I would say in 2025 that makes things difficult, is people are not communicating. That's number one. But I did touch on this a little bit when I was on Pop the Balloon, is it's not just communication, it's also understanding. Because at the end of the day, you can talk and say everything and all you want, whatever, from both sides, from your partner, from you, whatever. But if your partner and you are not understanding each other, there's not really a relationship there. What's the base? You guys are just talking to talk. But if you are not coming to some type of common ground, there's nothing there. That's the biggest thing, I would say.
So you think communication is the biggest thing?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Don't you think social media has a lot to do with it? Women, the way they say things now, the way they see relationship, they're trying to compare themselves to celebrities, those IG models.
No, I wouldn't say that, but because that's an assumption. And that's where, again, communication and understanding comes to play, right? So I don't know about other people who want to be in relationships, but from the ones that I know, for people that are, because I'll say this, in the past year or two, I've been blessed enough to see a lot of friends of mine, a lot of family members of mine that have gone from being single to not just relationships, but fiancés, engagements, and marriage. God bless them. It's amazing to see. And the reason why that they've been able to get to that stance is, again, communication and understanding. Fuck social media. If you are locked in with somebody or getting to know somebody, you should be able to communicate yourself as an individual. You should be able to express your feelings, what you think, all of that stuff. Because in my head, you shouldn't be with somebody just because they look good, okay? Because I know there's a lot of people who do that. You should not do that shit. You should be with somebody because they understand you as an individual and you understand them. It's, again, all about communication. Who you're with, that person should be your best friend before anything. You should be able to go with them. You should be able to go to them, rather, with anything. And if you can't, that should not be the person for you. That's simple.
Let's be honest, man. Looks, it's very important. Especially for men, we are visual creature. So you saying you should not be with someone because they look good.
Right.
So I cannot fall in love or put myself in a position to get to know someone if I think they are not attractive to me, though.
Okay, can I be real with you, though? Attraction doesn't last forever. You're going to be with somebody, right? Think about it. Think about the people you see on television. Think about the people you see in your daily lives. Do they really look like the same 10 years from now? No. Attraction is leaving. It's fleeting. Attraction is not something that's going to keep you there forever, because at the end of the day, that person is not going to look the same 10, 20, 30 years from now, right? Those are not the things that matter. The things that matter, especially for women, right? The things that matter are you a provider? Are you going to be a good father if we have kids together? If there is something that happens, God forbid the woman goes through or the man goes through something critical like a health issue, is that person going to care enough to be there? These are the things that matter. Looks don't matter. Looks go away. This is the huge thing that I feel like people don't understand. You have to really think deep in yourself. Does that person understand you to a T? Does that person actually get your mindset when it comes to critical things that actually matter? Are they going to be by your side if you're on your deathbed? Are they going to be the perfect partner to actually raise your children? Do they want to be, a parent in general? You know what I mean? Do they want to, are they open to family dynamics? Are they going to want to get to know your family? Is your family going to be accepting of them? Is your family and their family going to get together and actually be like one dynamic? Like, people don't think about the real issues. Fuck a physical attraction. Are they really there for you? Especially nowadays, people are so superficial. Fuck looks. Are they really going to be important to you 10 years from now? I'll say this. The reason why I have this mindset too is because I've been blessed enough to see beautiful and successful relationships. And I'll give an example of my parents. My parents have been together, or they've known each other since they were teenagers. Back in Haiti, okay? Since they were like 14, 15, 16 years old. And then, they actually came to the U.S. completely different times and reconnected here. And were able to find each other and develop a relationship again. And even to this day, they are still together. And I've been blessed enough not only to see them together, but I've been blessed enough to see the family dynamic. Because since they've known each other since they were so young, my mom's family and my dad's family, it's just like one big old family. It's no separation for real. I've seen them go through so much, not only with us, but just in terms of just life, So that's my principle of relationships. And maybe that's why, granted, again, I've never really gone through certain steps in friendships, relationships, whatever, with a partner to even get to that dynamic. But I know for me, I want authentic. I want real. I want to look past physical attraction. I want to know your heart. I want to know your mindset. And me personally, I want my partner to be my best friend. I want to be able to relay whatever's on my mind, however I'm feeling, whatever issues I have to my partner. And if I can't do that, they're not for me. And that's what's missing in this generation. We look at the superficial. The superficial is only going to get you so far, especially in 2025.
But I still think looks, it's a big part of you and trying to talk to somebody. That's why we all have a type.
I understand.
Don't you have a type?
Absolutely.
What's your type?
I'll say this. Of course we all have an initial type, right? But for me personally, I look past my initial type if I have a connection with somebody. Because, again, that's what's going to bring you out in the long run. I could say, oh, my type is 6'5", athletic built, too. I could say that shit, too.
That part.
Huh?
That part.
I can say I like a tall man, athletic built. I could say that shit too. But at the end of the day, if that man is toxic, if that man can't sit down with me and have real conversations, if that man doesn't want to be a father, if that man is not open to, learning me, my flaws, my gains, not open to learning my family dynamic, the fuck can he do for me in the long run? It doesn't, of course, the initial attraction is going to get you. I'm not denying that because we're human, right? I want to be attracted to my partner. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, there's no character behind that physical attraction. You're going to be fucked up for a long time. And this is why a lot of people are in really terrible situations, because the first thing that got them was the initial attraction, and that's it. They were willing to accept a lot of bullshit because that's their type. You have to be open, just general. And also, too, I don't only say this with physical attraction. I say this with character as well. Because at the end of the day, most people are who they are. They're not open to changing themselves, right? So if you meet somebody, you guys are vibing, right? But you see a red flag. If you're willing to accept the red flag and you can cope with it, cool. Just know most people break up because it said red flag. Because if you're saying you're cool with it, in the long run, if you know in your heart and your spirit you're not cool with it, typically that's the thing that breaks y'all up. You have to know what you can accept and what you're not going to accept. Attraction will only bring you so far.
Speaking of red flags, what are some of the red flags that are non-negotiable?
For me?
For you.
If you cannot communicate, I don't want to laugh, but it's a really serious situation in our generation. Is some people just don't know how to communicate. And even it goes further than communication, because some people will know how to communicate, but they don't know how to articulate and understand both sides. And in that retrospect, some people are selfish. They're only going to go for what they want, what they're cool with, what they're going to accept. And that's fine. But if you are talking to somebody that's different from what you expect, there's only so much pull that you can do. So communication without understanding, that's a huge number one thing for me. I would also say, outside of communication and understanding, I would also say faith. I consider myself Christian. I'm definitely faith-based. I believe in my God because I know I'm highly favored. Praise him. I generally just believe, if you don't believe in a higher power, if you don't believe in the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal savior, you're probably just not for me. I don't negotiate my faith. I've been in the church all my life. I just know who God is and who God is in my life. So that's huge for me. It's really those two. Honestly, I don't want to put myself in a position where I say I'm picky, because, we all have our types. We all feel the way that we do. But, I just really hone in on the important things. So I want my person to be my best friend. We have to have a certain understanding. We have to communicate very well. And we have to be on the same page. So if you fit that mold, it's not really hard for me to, feel a certain type of way about you. But I feel like it's hard in this generation to get that deep. You know what I mean? Everybody, like you mentioned, you were talking about physical attraction. That's first and foremost what people go for. I'm open, but unfortunately people aren't. So
do you think you're open for physical attraction now because you a little older now? Because 31 in the dating markets, you're getting up there. I'm not saying like you reach like, the climax, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But 31, you're getting out there, right? Will you say when you were a little younger, maybe in your 20s, you were more straight on those standards compared to right now?
No, because maybe this is me being a bit different, but no, I know I knew who I was coming into my 20s and my 30s. And that's just, I'm not going to say like I'm different in retrospect, but I come from extremely humble beginnings. So I had to learn myself as an individual. And I'll say this because a lot of people don't know this dynamic or understand that's this dynamic, but I am a twin. And a lot of people do associate twins to being like the same person, right? Or very similar mindset, all this shit, right? So we kind of did our own things when I was 18 years old. So basically from 18 till now, I really had to get strict with who I was as an individual, what I like, what I don't like. I had to know or figure out who I was outside of my twin, which again, we were inseparable. I used to follow her, so whatever she said went. Like, that's just how it was. People won't understand that. But from 18 till now, like, going through that path, I had to figure it out. So now where I'm at, like, I'm very strict on everything that I claim, what I go for, whatever. Even in my early 20s, it was the same thing. Like, it's non-negotiable. It's not because I'm getting older that I'm being a little more lenient towards my type per se, but I had a built-in best friend all my life, which was my twin, right? So without her and now being on the path of life by myself, I know what a built-in best friend is. That's why I say that the person I'm meant to be with has to be like a best friend. We have to understand each other to a certain level. We have to communicate on a certain level with understanding. It goes past skin deep. It goes towards what's real and what matters. I have so many examples in my life, not just from my parents, but also my twin is married. She's been with her high school sweetheart for ever, you know what I mean? I have cousins, aunts, uncles. All of them have been with their partner for years, even a decade or more. I have so many examples of what that means. So for me, it has nothing to do with leniency or me trying to be nice or sugarcoat what I want. Like, I know what I want. I want my partners to be my best friend. I want us to be at a level of understanding and for us to have certain conversations so we're good. It's more than skin deep. I just have to say that. So that's just me.
So what type of work are you doing, or what type of settings are you putting yourself to find that man that you want?
Settings. I mean, I do work in tech sales, like I mentioned earlier. But also I work for a lot of promotional teams. So I'm in all types of settings, right? I work for like private events. I work for festivals. I work for some nightlife events. I'm in all types of settings, even with the tech sales gig. I'm even in those conference settings as well. So I definitely put myself out there. And my job is obviously to network. And of course, if I find an interest, I'll talk and see if there's anything there. But yeah, I definitely put myself out there. It's just, God works on his own timing. I'll say that.
Are you scared?
I think everybody's scared.
Scared that maybe you might not find the one that you like eventually.
Of course. I think everybody has that idea in their head, because you also have to remember whoever you do choose to be with, it's what I would say, you're hoping that you're going to be with them forever. You know what I mean? I've been blessed and lucky enough to have been in relationships that were long lasting. Unfortunately, of course, things happened. So, of course, I've been single for almost 3 years now, and I would hope that whoever I end up with, it extends those 3 years. It's 4, 5, 6, 10 years. You got to be meticulous, especially when you get older. You got to be careful. You got to really make sure you're locked in with these people. And I'll say this, especially going through relationships that have lasted for years. 2025 and, seeing what's out there, it's tough. People don't even want to bring you out. People don't even want to get to know you. So finding a best friend out of a relationship, it's been difficult, to say the least. People don't want to really extend those conversations and really get to know you. So, yeah, I've stayed single because of that.
What happened to your last relationship? Did you cheat?
No.
What happened? Why y'all broke up?
That's a great question, actually. So the last relationship. The reason why we broke up really was because, I'll say this, I'll be real. In that relationship, that was probably one of my most unexpected relationships, because we got together towards the end of COVID, which was insane. A lot of things going on. We were amazing at communication. We communicated very, very well. Understanding, though, was not there. And that's where we really didn't do well. And because of that, we actually, which was my first time ever, I've never been in a situation like this, but we broke up and got together. We got back together, rather, multiple times. I've never been in a situation like that. Usually if I was in a relationship and we broke up, that was usually the end. But I do contribute it to the fact that it was during COVID. So knowing that we went through so many cycles of breaking up, getting back together, it was really, again, because of that issue. Where we broke up officially and just decided to completely part ways is because we were at a place where I was ready for the next step. Which was, let's introduce each other to family. Let's let them know that we are together. Let's really extend these conversations so that we can hopefully develop more into maybe an engagement and maybe a wedding, things of that nature. You know what I mean?
What was the time frame?
It was the dating? Almost 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we were dating for almost 2 years. So when this conversation, I still remember the day like it was yesterday. Me and this person, when we were together, when we went on dates, when we were outside, we were together and going everywhere. We would explore the city together, like, all the time. When we had, like, a day that we were together, we were going to multiple locations in one day. We were together all day. And I still remember we had a conversation during dinner because we agreed prior that we were going to introduce each other to each other's family during holidays. And the way the conversation went was extremely nonchalant, where I was like, so this is what we're going to do. What are we doing? And it was just like, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Super nonchalant. And of course, with that type of conversation, you already know it's not going super well. And why we broke up, I know, is because at that time I was elevating in life. I was getting into a new place, a new job, a new apartment that was a little bit more luxury, a little bit more upscale, where this individual was staying the same. So, and then we were talking about next steps, and that conversation again wasn't really going anywhere. So once we realized like I was in a different place in my life and this person was kind of staying the same and it wasn't really going anywhere, we then talked about like maybe we should just, this was probably our last time from again breaking up, getting back together. We were like, maybe we should just not do this anymore. It was a mutual decision. So unfortunately we never got back together after that point. So it was unfortunate, you know, but it is life. So yeah.
It's never mutual. Someone has to initiate
We both
the breakup.
100%.
And the other person has to agree with the whatever the other person says.
Right. So in
were you that girl, that person who initiated it?
No, I wasn't. So again, we broke up multiple times, got back together multiple times. And a lot of those times I was actually the one to decide that maybe this wouldn't work. But those are because of other problems. Because of, again, we were communicating, but we weren't understanding. Actually, when this issue came up, I actually moved pretty far from where I was originally from because this person was far from me. So where I was about to move to was actually going to be a better area for me, or rather us, so that we could be together more often and all that stuff. And that's when my ex was just like, yeah, you're elevating, you're doing this, you're doing that. Yeah, you're closer, but I'm not where I need to be. I don't think this is going to work. You know, he initiated it. So that's why we were just kind of like, you know, maybe we should take a break, see where this went. And we just never got back together. It is what it is.
I'm getting a feeling like, I might be wrong, but it's the feeling that I'm getting. You were a little bit nagging about it, talking too much about it, and you kind of pushed him away. You kind of made him feel like he was not a man that he was supposed to be.
No. I really actually moved to the city to where I'm at now for us to work because I was very much far. So essentially when we were dating, right? We would find a mutual ground. We would find mutual cities for us to meet in so that he wasn't coming too far, I wasn't coming too far.
Well, you say you used to live in Malden, right?
So I lived in Malden for my childhood, but
Okay.
I was living in Woburn, which
Okay.
is north,
It's
very much north.
Auburn's not that far.
It is compared to this person. This person lived closer to Providence,
Fall River?
Taunton.
Taunton.
Yes, it's right there though. For Woburn to Taunton, it's like 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's...
Yes.
Well, everybody's different. Yeah, continue.
Yes. It's like 40 minutes. I agree.
It's
I
nothing.
agree. But he wasn't coming to Woburn and I wasn't going to Taunton. So when we were dating, we always tried to find mutual ground that worked for us, which did because we found a lot of fun places to go to in a mutual background. So that would be like Dedham, which was like 20 minutes for me, 20 minutes for them. Quincy, Braintree. Those cities were like, you know, for us to each go like 20 minutes was perfect. And now I live in Quincy. And me and my roommate, I live with my girl. We've known each other for over 10 years. And we found a beautiful place. But I don't want to say I moved to Quincy for her because it was convenient only. But I moved to Quincy because I knew that was one of the places that was our middle ground. And once he realized like, oh wow, I was actually moving not just to Quincy, but like our place was really nice. It's like considered like a luxury apartment. And, you know, I just bought a new car. It had like some things going for me. I just got a new job.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he was like, yeah, I just don't fathom that we're on the same level anymore. Because again, prior to that, we broke up, got back together multiple times. But that was the finisher when I was elevating in life.